Sorry about that, Gabe.
That's all right. Peyton and I were probably figuring you hadn't started, but then it looked like things were happening. So I was like, maybe they just don't know. I,
Sorry.
s- Hi. Am I on? Is that why you're like,
Yes.
okay.
Downtown project.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Um, so downtown project, they've been in that sort of fisherman's co-op commercial parking lot entrance area there. They're gonna continue to be there tomorrow in that same sort of area closer to the co-op. It looks like stormwater is going to happen continuing on this week. Once they finish in the area where they're at now, they're going to move back to the bank and the High Street area. There's a bunch of stuff that still needs to happen there. So it looks like that will be Millie, you probably know more about this than I do. Kevin left me a message before the meeting, but just based on the JBI schedule, that's where they're going to next, and they'll be there until they finish that area, which could be through, it looks like maybe through the up to the Labor Day weekend. Millie, do you have a sense of that? Because it just seems like it depends on how it goes with the
Yeah,
ledge.
there's still a bunch of ledge there, and that's been quite timely to take out, so probably through next week, which would be great anyway, because the tides do not line up to go any further down Main Street until the following week, so there'll be a lot more chipping going on and noise again.
Yeah, so it looks like after, let's see, is it after, well, up to Labor Day weekend, and
Yeah.
then we haven't gotten the schedule yet for after, but so we don't know necessarily if they're going to continue on with additional stormwater or they're going to go back to the water project. Um, so I know that there are still some things that Woodard and Kern is looking at with JBI around the water installation around the Tidewater, and will be in communication again with the Tidewater folks about that area, because there's a lot of things going on. There's the Tidewater Foundation, there's supporting the water main. It's all under a bridge, or most of it's under a bridge. So there's, obviously the existing design, but a lot of considerations around actually opening up that area and doing the work there. So that's being considered now, and once things are discussed further and decisions are made, then they can move back to that. But I think until then, they'll be on the stormwater. Although they do have like a substantial completion date for the stormwater, which is mid-October. And obviously the water also needs to be done this fall, because we can't have temporary water in the winter. So anyway, just, fall is looking like what's going to happen. And we did learn at the construction meeting, this past construction meeting, that the overall plan that JBI has is to start reclaiming the roadway in mid-September. So that means that roadway, once, as it's being reclaimed, will be a gravel roadway until the initial paving, which is anticipated in mid-October. Um, and then the project is, again, they anticipate once they finish stormwater, substantial completion for stormwater and water, um, and then have the road paving done, that they would be shutting down for the winter. And so they're looking at mid-November for that time period. So obviously everything is always in flux. But that's the anticipated schedule, and then back up and operating in the spring to do the sidewalks and the final roadway pavement. Um, and there are some other components that aren't really related to this construction, which is raising the electricals on the pump station, or pump stations that are within the project area. So that's being coordinated too as to when that is going to happen. But again, it doesn't really impact what's going on with the rest of the project. I don't know, Millie or Marjorie or Pam, if you guys have anything to add to that.
I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm fine. The electrical down by Fox Island and that pump station has been lengthened. It just needs to come up now, so.
There'll be a new generator as well, and the electrical boxes in those
Yep.
3 pump stations will be moved up, yeah.
And then the only other thing is they need to get paving done by mid-October because then the plant's shut down, so we've got to make sure that this happens before winter.
They know that, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. Jake and I have discussed it.
So the other thing, I'm not sure if we talked about this at the last meeting because I can't remember that far back, even though I know it wasn't that long ago. If we had heard whether we got the $2 million grant for the parking lots yet, did we talk about that?
No.
No,
Okay, so the bad news is we did not get that funding. Yeah, so I mean, very competitive, and you know, for whatever reason, our project probably just didn't score as obviously as high as the winning projects did. We can't get every grant we apply for. It's too bad because we were ready to just go out to bid again, if we had been awarded that money, because we were sort of all set. We went out to bid once and the bids were non-compliant. We didn't have the money to make it work with the cost estimates that we received back from the bids. So this has just brought, again, another obstacle in terms of how do we fund the parking lot components of the project. So we did meet as a project team this week to discuss additional funding options. There are some, believe it or not, there are some, and we're gonna look at the existing components that we haven't yet put out to bid that we need more money for and come up with a strategy of how we might repackage things. Everything involves a lot of thinking because you can't just make decisions without the funders being involved as well. As you know, we've gone through this with the EDA project and descoping the water main project and, removing the stormwater to have USDA fund. It's all a process that has to go through approval by funders. So if we do repackage things, it's could be a little while before we get everything settled. But I don't think anyone was anticipating that we were going to be getting the parking lot projects done this winter anyway. So our goal is really in the next month figure out how we're planning to try to fund these the remaining components and to be able to move forward with the applications and the repackaging of things so we can put it out to bid again as soon as possible. And the funding we're looking for is all competitive, but it's not sort of this state funding process, right? It's more of, when I say that, I mean, when we apply for funding through the state, it's usually we submit an application, we wait, and we're told if we're awarded. With the federal grants, it's much more of a interactive process and a longer sort of discussion. And we usually have some sense of if they're even considering funding it, before we actually are officially awarded. So we'll see how it goes. But just, we've been through so much to get to where we are and to actually have things being constructed. So, I mean, it's an obstacle, but it's no different than what we've faced so far, and it's no different than what every other community that's trying to do a large project is dealing with. So everything comes in over bid, costs are just really high, and yeah, we're just doing the best we can. So I say that because I want us to have confidence that we will figure something out. It just might look a little different than how we've packaged it so far. So It's all still important. It all still needs to happen, and we'll see how it goes. But that's that update. So I don't know if anyone has any questions on that.
I don't see anybody.
No hands.
No one's crying.
Not yet.
You guys are hardened. That's why you've been through a lot. Nothing phases you anymore.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So, anyway, is that it, Gabe, for you? You all
That's what I have
set?
for downtown project. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you. And we'll move on to 7B, Public Works.
Boy, well, I get to change waiting to receive the final salt contract today, so, gonna be, working on getting our salt over here over the next month. Hopefully we can get it all in. I'm hoping to get sand on the island if I can. We did that last year and it was actually decent sand and worked well, so that saves us a lot of time and money and effort. Been updating road signs, speed limits, parking, street names, and so on. The no parking ferry went around today and put up a whole bunch of signs, so. And then we're resurfacing Tiptoe, the backside of Tiptoe. That hasn't been done in a long time. It was a pretty big mess, but I think I'll be out of there probably in another day or so. And then we go to Burger Hill at Zeke's Point to fix that so we can actually plow it this year. And then other than that, we're just trying to get the backhoe off the island to Beauregard for a lot of work. Just waiting for, they have a rental that they can rent to us. Why they have ours, if it's gonna be more than a week or so, I'm gonna need something, so, that's really it for me.
Okay, good job. Doing good work, Nellie.
Thank you.
7C, Planning Commission appointments. Chuck Gadzik and Allison Tebow are asking to come on to the Planning Commission.
I had a note on the term expiration, but
It would be, for Chuck, it would be to June 29. And, oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one. And Allison Tebow, it would be to 27, no wait, yeah, 27.
that makes 3 and 27.
Well, which one do
I
you
don't
wanna
know.
do?
Doesn't matter.
Do another one till 29?
Sure. That's 2 each year.
Mhm.
What are they usually, is it three?
They're 3-year
Three-year
terms.
terms.
Right.
We've got 2 expiring in 27, 2 expiring in 28, and 1 expiring in 29. Allison's seat would technically be a new seat. So I don't know if you want to have 2 each year. 2, 2, 2, and 3.
Whatever's easier for you is to keep track of.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to us.
We make them
actually.
both 29,
Yeah.
June of 29.
Okay. So I need to have a motion for those appointments.
I move we accept the appointments to the June 2029 term for both Allison and Chuck.
Second.
All in
Second.
favor? Oh, already had a second. Thank you. All in favor? 7D, LPI appointment, Marjorie Stratton.
So I was able to get a temporary appointment from the state. I don't know what his title is really. It's the state subsurface wastewater director. I don't know. Anyway, he gave me a temporary appointment for 6 months. So I'm able to sign off on plumbing permits and subsurface wastewater permits. I just wanted another thing to do.
You didn't have enough to do, Marge. We
You
know.
have a lot of hats, don't you?
So, would you like us to make a motion to appoint
Yeah, I
him?
need to be appointed by the board, yep.
I make a motion that we appoint Marjorie to the LPI position.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, Marge.
The words are out of my mouth. It's really kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah, hilarious.
As long as you think it is.
8, old business. 8A, approve and sign agreements with Mid-Coast Council of Governments. The first one is the Comprehensive Planning Services.
So we've talked about these before, but, please, if you have any questions, but these are the formal agreements. We've got money in the budget to pay these amounts, so we're just formalizing the agreements with Mid-Coast Council of Governments for these services.
You only want 3 signatures?
Yeah, I mean, the 3 signatures that they have on here, it's kind of old school. Most select boards in the past were just 3 members, but I guess they're just thinking that they only need 3 out of the 5. I don't know. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So I need to have a motion that we approve and sign the agreements with Mid-Coast Council of Governments.
I make a motion to approve and sign the agreements with the Mid-Coast Council of Governments for the comprehensive planning services and planning and technical services.
Thank you. Second?
Okay, you get something to sign
All in
on.
favor? Okay, great. It's all signed here.
So that's the comprehensive one.
Yep. I'll let you do the date.
Sure. And that is the planning and technical.
They don't have a formal line, but you could throw it on
Oh,
it.
shucks.
Here, Brandon, I'll have you sign that
Exactly,
one. Make
exactly.
it fair.
Exactly, have the.
Here you go, Lizzie.
Run the gamut.
Thank you.
Alright, that's that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's that?
Yes.
Okay, 8B, NBRC Net Factory Grant Update. Gabe?
Okay, so those of you who are on the board at the time, in February, a motion was passed to apply for a Northern Border Regional Commission, or NBRC, feasibility study grant. And this was to explore sort of the next steps for the Net Factory site, possible development. So the Net Factory Site Reuse Committee left off after having done a bunch of work, including working with DEP around environmental site assessments, doing community outreach and engagement to sort of gauge preferred uses of the site. There was a structural analysis done of the building. There was also a exploration around flood impacts to that area since it's in the floodplain. Other additional considerations anyway. They generated a final report, which is on the website, if folks hadn't seen that. And then the recommendation, was that there were, unanswered questions in terms of, how would the town make a decision around, redeveloping that site in terms of what does the community want to see there. So one of the things that came up during the process that the committee had with the community was that it would be great to do some level of like master planning process around the site, but also to think about the uses that people propose. So like housing was one of them, community center, a swap shop site. There are a bunch of different priorities that the community had identified. And so would it make sense to not just look at those in isolation as being, should they be at the net factory site, but what about the other properties that the town owns? And, should we look at relative uses to the, against comparing them against the existing properties, and do that with a bunch of considerations of not just like what's feasible to put where, but also like, from a zoning perspective, from an economic perspective, sort of what do things, what does it look like, and what makes sense to develop at the net factory site. So anyway, this application was submitted. The town was awarded funding for this feasibility study. We're in the process of doing all of the grant requirements to actually get a notice to proceed to start the project. So one of the sort of paperwork things that we have to submit is, where is our matching money coming from? So we did vote, or you did vote to approve the matching funds, which were $46,500. And what we want to do tonight is just have a motion to clarify that where that money is coming from, and that the town is, approving that amount of matching funds. And so I did, or there is a motion there for you all to consider. And I'm happy to answer questions. And I do have a couple of other updates on this after you consider the motion.
Any questions? Go ahead. I'm not gonna read the whole full motion unless you want me to. It's that paragraph, or I can read it, I mean,
Well, do you want me to read it, or?
no, I don't mind, I just didn't know if I had to read the whole thing.
I think you should.
Okay. I move that the select board, following its February 24th, 2026 authorization to submit an MBRC Catalyst grant application for the municipal property feasibility and organization assessment, and to proceed with the project contingent upon receipt of grant funding and approval of the necessary town budget items at the June annual town meeting, accept the MBRC grant award, and confirm the town's commitment of $46,500 in required project match. The committed match consists of $41,500 in town funds approved through the fiscal year 2027 budget, and $5,000 in in-kind volunteer services from the Net Factory Site Reuse Committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Sorry
That
for the
was-
long,
that
sorry
was a
for
good
the long motion. Uh,
A lot of information in there.
we just
There
have
is.
to have some clear documentation that, for the
Absolutely.
grant purposes. So thank you. Sorry,
Absolutely.
sorry to be verbose there.
No,
Um,
you're fine.
I will be
So-
cutting and pasting that into the
I was
minutes.
gonna say, you have to tell Lizzie that, not the board.
Sorry. Yeah, so just as a sort of a timeline and update on this, so what you all will be seeing next likely is some updates from like a committee formation document. So I still need to reach out to Sam Thompson and Catherine Peavy, who were the chairs of the Net Factory Site Reuse Committee. And when they last spoke with you all about the Net Factory Site Reuse Committee, you had agreed to them forming a new committee once knowing if we got this grant and what the project would look like. So I'm going to reach out to them, work with them on that committee formation document. So they'll be coming to you with that request to form the committee that would support this project. And the timeline is through next December. So an additional component of this is we will be working with like an economic development consultant and also like a landscape architect as well. So there will be some requests for proposals put out for those two pieces of the project.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to move on to 8C?
Sure.
Alrighty.
So, so it was July 14th that we talked
Excuse me,
about. Oh, sorry.
Gabe, hold on, I'm sorry. This is the Folly Pond Coastal Community Grant Update. Pardon me, all
Thank
set.
you. So at your July 14th meeting we talked about the current Folly Pond Crossing and Trotting Park alternatives analysis project that the town is working on, and that we were gonna kind of curtail the alternatives analysis at Folly Pond because there really is just sort of one viable permittable option there, which is a box culvert, some type of box culvert. And so you all agreed to sort of move the Folly Pond crossing project forward toward design and engineering using the remaining alternatives analysis funds that we had for that project, and then also to apply for additional engineering funds. And at the time, the motion was to apply for up to $75,000 for a coastal community grant to support the engineering. So that motion was passed. And so today I wanted to clarify because we didn't know at the time what the match was. And I also need to clarify the amount of the grant. So there is a motion in front of you, I think, that is requesting an up to $15,000 match. I actually now know the exact match amount that we would need to pull from the resilience reserve, which is $13,500. And the grant is a $50,000 grant versus a $75,000 grant. So it would be applying for the grant 50,000, but the motion we need is to approve the matching funds at 13,500 from the resilience reserve.
Okay. Any more on that? Any questions? Okay. I move that the select board approve the use of up to $13,500 from the resilience reserve to provide matching funds and support additional costs associated with the town's $50,000 coastal community grant application for engineering and design work for the Folly Pond Crossing project.
Second.
All in favor?
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yes, please, thank you.
Yep, thank you, Gabe.
Thank you.
We all set? Moving on to 9, new business. Review and approve wastewater department budget.
So this budget has gone through the sewer commissioners meeting. It was approved, what was it, last week that we had a meeting? Yeah.
Last Monday.
We decided not to increase the sewer fees this year at all. So one thing that you'll notice is that I did reduce the amount of money that will go into the capital reserve. But I feel like we've been consistently, in terms of our available cash, we've maintained over 300,000, and we've been able to pay our bills, so I think we'll be fine. And I'm just hoping that the amount of funds that we need for equipment and such slows down a little bit, but you know how that goes. Do you have any questions? I mean, we went through this line by line with the sewer commissioners, and of course, representatives from Maine Water were available. They wanted to increase the line for pump station and line cleaning. That's when a company comes out and actually cleans the sewer lines, sewer pipes. You know, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but basically that's what it is, you know, and we're trying to get on a more regular schedule of doing that. And we'd like to do more of that, or, you know, Maine Water and our representatives or our workers here would like to get more of that done this year. So I increased that from 10 to 20,000. I think most things seem pretty consistent to the previous year. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
If you recall, last year they did, the east side. I don't know if you remember seeing them cleaning, the truck out here, opening up all the, lines, making, I think they did the whole east side, right, Marjorie? Yeah. So, and, anyway, so it's important that we spend the money on this, yeah, every 2 years.
Oh yeah, better to clean it than deal with blockages.
Well,
And nowadays, I think it's a cool little robot they send down there instead of a guy.
Looks good to me. I don't have any questions.
Anything? Just need a motion to accept the budget.
you guys all set? You have any questions? Motion?
Make a motion that we accept the budget as proposed.
Seconded.
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, approve and sign EMS transport plan. I'm sorry, I don't need to check it.
I don't know, this was a request that we got from the state. I guess what happened is that somewhere in the state, somebody called 911 and nobody showed up. So now the state passed some legislation that says that we have to say how we're providing. And there were different models that we had to choose one. Of course, we have our own directly managed municipal department. So we just typed up the template that we were given. And we have to send this to the state to let them know how we are delivering ambulance service. So I think it's kind of,
It's kind of redundant.
Well, if they're gonna send us money if we need help with that, I mean, it's like,
I don't know, we're just
just
trying to
absurd.
comply, we're just trying to comply with their
Right.
mandate to tell them that we have an ambulance department and we will respond if somebody dials 911, I guess.
right,
Yeah,
okay, so, would you like to make a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve and sign the EMS transport plan for the town of Vinalhaven.
Thank you, second. All in favor? Yeah, it just seems like a little bit more government
I know, it just,
interference
I don't
or
know.
whatever you wanna call it, but
See
I
why
guess it's fine.
whatever.
Like John said, just a CYA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, number 10, Marjorie, report of town manager.
I just found out today that we did get that money back that was taken out of our account.
Oh,
that
good.
The fraud case, the 21,000. So I just notify our insurance company that we did recover the funds, so there doesn't have to be an insurance claim. So that was good news. We did implement it's called a positive pay system with Camden National, where we actually have to approve every check that goes through. I think it's a little bit cumbersome, but we basically send them a list of the checks that we issue, and if a check is on that list, then I think they approve it. And then they come up with a list of exceptions, and then we have to go in and say, that's fine, that's, so. It's a little bit cumbersome, but there's so much fraud these days. I know it happened to me down in Shabig. So anyway, we did recover our funds from Bank of America, so that was good news.
Yeah, very good.
So we've been recording all of the accounts payable for the June 30th, 2026, the 25-26 budget. And the only department, I don't know, I'm always over budget on transfer station, but it was over by 14,000. this year. As far, I don't think we're gonna have any more accounts payable, but, you know, we're still, you still get invoices for a couple of months after the books close, of course, and we're still just making sure that we're recording everything that should be in that fiscal year. But every other department looks good. The only one, as I said, that went over a little bit is the transfer station.
And what line was that went over? Oh, is it multiple or?
Well, one thing that I need to investigate is it was the health insurance line, it was the wage line and the health insurance line. So I don't ever, I guess, budget enough for the part-time help that we have, so
Well, yeah,
it was a little bit under the transporting metal to the mainland. But I gotta investigate that, because it shouldn't, that line shouldn't be over,
it would seem the insurance would be,
yeah.
well, you can let us know if you find out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
What else did I have? Oh, I did receive an application for code and LPI, but I just got it this morning. So I didn't really have time to set up a executive session so that we could discuss it. I don't know if you want to go into executive session, whether you, something that we could do is I could do an interview and see if we could set up something via Zoom for you to meet with him. What, do you have any suggestions or?
Well, considering what we went through waiting for the
Yes.
last guy, I would prefer that, personally, that you get in touch with this person and do an interview,
Yeah,
then let us know what you,
yeah,
makes sense.
Yep.
yes.
What questions would be important to you?
Is he gonna show up for work?
And along those lines, probably just similar to what we had for
For
the
the other-
last individual in
other
terms
guy
of
that didn't show
commitment
up.
to what, like, number of days a week, or month that they'd be
Right.
on island. Yeah, just accessibility and such like that, along the similar lines of whatever we had prepared for the last individual.
Yeah, the same.
Is it an off-island
Yes,
company? I would just like to know the time that they're gonna plan on spending on the island to deal with these requests or approvals that they have to do.
anything else specific? Okay. I will do that.
Okay,
And then, if I feel like he's worthy, then I'll bring it to you.
if he's gonna show up, then we'll have an executive session
Go from there.
and, yeah,
Well, it was nice to get an application anyway.
I know,
Yes.
yes, thank you.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Number 11, report of members.
I just wanted to say that I saw Carver's parking lot float put in, the new one, as well as the ramp having been repaired, and I thought it looked awesome.
Good.
And I wanted to compliment whoever had done it.
Sort of a combination. I guess it was me and Peter Gasparini and Jim Knowlton. And then we had Gino build the float and do some work there, so.
Gino does
Came out
great work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for mentioning it.
John?
I got nothing this week.
Well, there. Leslie?
I saw on Facebook, someone was asking about fixing a headstone. I'm just wondering if they called the town office, because I
No.
put the phone number in the comment section.
Nobody
So-
called today.
Okay,
Yeah, and that kind of thing just kind of depends. I mean, if a headstone is sinking and it's groundwork, then we can try to help. I mean, we don't,
it's a little like this, so.
yeah, they just need to give me a call.
That's what I put in the comments, so
Yeah.
that's all I have.
Okay. Peyton, are you still there? Can't see the share.
No, I have nothing this week.
Okay, thank you. I'm all set myself. So I would move to number 12, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Have a good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Gabe.
Bye.
See ya.